12 noon on this Thursday afternoon, June the 5th, 2014 on the Thursday afternoon. Time now, follow Waterman Jisher PJ Wheels, the afternoon report, noontime report. Thursday afternoon, June 5th, 2014. Good afternoon, everybody. Our current conditions at 12 noon in North Massachusetts got a temperature of 61 degrees with humidity 97%. Light rain, fog and mist, wind speed northeast by 8 miles per barometer. 29.68 inches, dew point about 60 degrees, and a visibility of 4 miles. Let's take a look at our radar scope. It shows bands of light to moderate bands of rain from much of southern New England and then through Poughkeepsie in New York and stretching it down through western Long Island and then through around New York City and stretching it up in New Hampshire down to southern and coastal portions of Maine and down eastern Maine and stretching it down for southeastern New Hampshire here. And there's two lows in the action. There's a low in the rain active from West Greenwich and stretching it down for Springdale and then through West Walk, crested it down for Providence and East Providence. And there's another low in the action from Waterbury, Connecticut, down Hartford and stretching it in for Agawam, and that's where the Norton High School is held in its senior class trip at Six Flags today, and they're experiencing some raindrops, and if they're there, they'll see a low in action, but more showers will continue here.
But the back edge, not too far away now. The rain is starting to kind of taper off and wind down out across western Connecticut, and this is all going to be advancing eastward over the next.
A lot of rain showers in east central portions of New Brunswick and western and central portions and eastern portions of Nova Scotia, and stretching on western and eastern portions of Prince Edward Island. A lot of rain showers down for Quebec and northeastern portions of Ontario. And a line of showers from western North Carolina and southern Virginia and stretching down for Tennessee, north central Alabama, and then through northern Arkansas down for northeastern Oklahoma down for southeastern portions of Kansas and down for western portions of Missouri, and a line of showers from eastern Dakotas up in western Minnesota and down for western portions of Ontario. And a lot of rain showers in central and western portions of Saskatchewan and down for east central and south central and western portions of Alberta, and rain showers in central portions of British Columbia and some snow and sleet in east central portions of British Columbia.
So the rain will be tapering off late.
We got
showers, and tonight they'll be
Maria, Nebraska, 67 degrees. Good skies. Good afternoon, everybody. All right. Satellite open. It shows
Erica. All right, Cindy.
Patrick clouds covered in much of New England, stretching in much of Atlantic Canada, and down for western New York and northwestern Pennsylvania, and the clouds stretching down for the mid-Atlantic states and down through Kentucky and Tennessee, stretching down for southern Mississippi Valley and up in the Mississippi Valley and eastern Dakotas and up into western Ontario and down for northern Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta, and down for British Columbia, and down for north central Montana. Let's take a look at our map situation here. Stationary front from southeastern Wyoming and down for Colorado, down for north central New Mexico, down to northern Texas, down for Oklahoma, and a cold front from southern Missouri, down to eastern Arkansas, Mississippi, down for Tennessee, and then down for western North Carolina. And a stationary front from the Virginia up in the Atlantic seaboard and out north of Scotia. Cold front from British Columbia stretching down for extreme northeast of Washington, northern Idaho, down for up in Montana. Stationary front from Saskatchewan and a stationary warm front station from Manitoba and a cold front from Ontario, stretching down to Quebec with a station from mixing it. Followed from southeastern portions of Winnipeg, down for the Dakotas here, and from Manitoba, and followed from southeastern Oregon, down for the California coastline. High pressure in eastern Wisconsin, southern Wyoming, and low pressure in western Texas and Oklahoma, and down for New Jersey, and southern Quebec, and central portions of Manitoba, and on southwestern portions of Saskatchewan, and north central portions of California. We got 59 degrees at temperature in Boston, 68 out in Washington, D.C., 77 in Atlanta, 83 in Miami, 83 in Brownsville, 79 in Dallas, Texas, 67 in Kansas City, 64 in Chicago, 70 in Minneapolis, 70 in Albuquerque, 58 in Denver, 65 in Salt Lake City, 62 in Los Angeles, 55 out in San Francisco, 52 in Seattle, and 46 in Great Falls, Montana.
Witnesses describe the driver as a young man, approximately in his 20s, and they say he was covering his face.
And in current conditions by the region, 60 degrees at temperature in Boston, 58 in Worcester, 61 in Fitchburg, it's 59 in Bedford, 58 in Beverly, 55 in Gloucester, it's 61 in Norwood, 62 in Taunton, 63 in New Bedford, 63 in Falmouth, 60 in Chatham, 57 in Provincetown, 55 in Cape Cod Bay, 56 out in Nantucket, 62 in Marvin, 57 in Block Island, 62 in Westley, 63 in Providence, 61 in Smithfield, 60 in Sturbridge, 61 in Webster, 62 out in
who killed Mary.
Milford, 61 in Springfield, 60 in Amherst, 61 in Greenfield, 61 in Pittsfield, 62 in FM, 66 in Albany, 63 in Bennington, New Hampshire, Bennington, Vermont, 61 in Brattleboro, 61 in Keene, New Hampshire, 60 in Jaffrey, 58 in Cochrane, Manchester, New Hampshire, 59 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 61 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 55 in New Hampshire Bay, 62 in Woods Locks in Hartford, Connecticut, 61 in Meriden and Waterbury and Dunbury, 62 in Bridgeport and 63 in New Haven, 59 out in Long Island Sound, 63 in New York City, 61 in Islip, and 58 out in Montauk. Alright, let's take a look at our forecast discussion around New England, around the country. The atmosphere will remain wet for heavy rains and severe thunderstorms along front of stretch from the central plains to the southeast. The front of stretch from the central plains to the Carolina coastal surface. A focal point for showers of thunderstorms over the next few days. And energy streaking eastward for the central will help at night. Convection along the front that developing storms have a good chance of becoming organized as they propagate into a moist and unstable air mass and place the south of the boundary. Flash flood and severe weather will be effect for the location along the just the south of the front impact of the central plains.
General Motors CEO
Middle Mississippi Valley and the Tennessee Valley. Showers and thunderstorms will continue light up beneath the upper trough swinging into Minnesota on Thursday into Great Lakes and Upper Great Lakes by Friday morning. Behind this feature, an anomalously strong cold front will begin to make a southward plunge out of the western Canada. Not much precipitation expected with the front tips flat to the northwest, but as a buttery pushes farther south of the east rate, thunderstorms should develop east of the Dover Rockies and spread eastward across the normal plains on Friday. Unsettled weather is expected across the northeast late this week as a TBD surface low tracks flat to the Dover middle Atlantic state pushes offshore and starts trekking up the Norwegian coastline. Atlantic moisture wrapping around the low will bring steady rains to locations around the coast. But the low associated with precipitation should lift to the Canadian Maritime by early Saturday.
would have been just 57.
Alright, let's take a look at our front forecast discussion in New England there.
Internal review found no conspiracy.
Low pressure passes south of New England will bring a steady rain to Connecticut, Rhode Island, and south of Pike, Massachusetts this morning. Rain tempers off into the afternoon from west to east and start from a spot shot Thursday or Friday. Dread warm weather falls for the weekend. Mild weather should be featured early next week. However, the risk of showers increase as well. Near term until 7 p.m. this evening, 10:45 a.m. Update.
More than 300
Rainfall was prevalent across much of southern New England this morning. Much of the rainfall was light and moderate in intensity up to this point. Expected rainfall to fill across northern Bristol and northern Plymouth counties later this afternoon, but still not expected excessive rainfall, but perhaps not for minor poor drainage urban type flooding. However, rain shield is very progressive, which will limit variations about. The tweak pops higher. It's based mainly off the latest bands of the HRRR. Minor tweaks to the temperatures at Newport said I should
families.
not change much for today. Patchy dense fog was observed along the south coast of Massachusetts without visibility was present enough to preclude the need for a dense fog advisory. We will continue to monitor the need for the advisory to fail.
The fire started in the basement of the 2.5-story home on LaGrange Street last night. The fire chief estimates the fire caused $500,000 in damages.
And we got a slight risk of severe weather from eastern Colorado down through northeastern New Mexico and down through northern Texas, Oklahoma, southern Kansas, down through southern Missouri, and down through Arkansas, down through Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama, and down southwestern Kentucky. That's the moderate risk of severe weather from southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, down from northern Arkansas, and southern Missouri. And slight risk populates the center of risk of Memphis, Tennessee, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Missouri, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. And some larger population series risk area moderate. Springfield, Missouri, Jonesboro, Arkansas, Joplin, Missouri, Pittsburgh, Kansas, and Mountain Home, Arkansas. There'll be some hail, damage, and winds, and some tornadoes cannot be ruled out.
More about what the suspected boss.
And there's a 5% risk of tornado from southeastern Kansas, northern Oklahoma, and southern Missouri, and northern Arkansas. So losing tornado, be ready. And I spotted a tornado.
Owner now speaking out for the first time.
I was shocked.
Around a few minutes ago, around southern Missouri, but that is gone out.
Earphone.
All right.
Believe it when he saw those photos of the Cerny brothers. He says the pair and 23-year-old Maruza Matnoff sat in a corner.
Let's take a look what's going on in the tropics here.
Investigators say they talked about the bombings. Matnoff is now accused of destroying evidence and
And this is a 38% chance of a tropical cyclone formation. Showers and thunderstorms recently increased near a low pressure area over the southern Bay of Campeche despite strong upper level winds. Some further development in the system is possible over the next day if two of the low remains offshore eastern Mexico. And Force Reserve Hurricane under aircraft is scheduled to investigate this system this afternoon necessary. This disturbance has the potential to produce extremely heavy rain and light threatening flash floods and mudslides of reports in the southeast Mexico during the next few days. Alright, let's take a look at our
allegedly doling out jobs to less.
today's highs. It's going to be a cool day. 62 for Boston, 64 for Worcester, 65 for Providence and Bedford, 63 for Nantucket. Shells will be in the 60s for the Metro region, and we could see some 70s from Albany and Greenland Falls and around southwest Connecticut, around New York City, and for New Jersey here. Alright, let's just take a look at our
Wiggins did apologize, and the mislabeled cookie was removed from the store shelves. Shellfish harvesting areas from Newberry and Gloucester shut down because of red tide and a division of marine.
That cam and it shows a little light rain and showery and a cool day and tap. Alright, let's take a look at this.
The symptoms include tingling and
7-day forecast. It goes like this.
even death. Red Sox Nation, along with the best news in baseball. Remember,
For this afternoon, it will be rain and possibly a thunderstorm. Patrick Falk under 66 degrees, northeast wind about 7 miles per hour. Chance precipitation 100%.
we've been in a rehab.
New rainfall amounts between a quarter and an inch possible. Tonight, showers likely before 7 p.m. Patrick Falk after 9 p.m. and otherwise mostly clouds at the low and 53 degrees north with about 6 miles coming. Light variable after midnight. Chance precipitation 6%. New precipitation amounts less than 10 of an inch possible.
Right now, after a gunman opened
Hazard weather outlook. Day 2, so no hazard weather for respective time of day. 1 today, 10 will be a low risk of heavy rainfall. And that's Manipur drainage, urban flooding this morning across much of the Rhode Island, southeast Massachusetts. Rain will taper off this afternoon from west to east. Here. And for Friday, podcast skies. So most of the sun skies down here, 63 degrees. Northwest wind about 5 to 9 miles per hour. Friday night, podcast with a low and 55 degrees. West wind about 5 miles per hour. Saturday, most of the sun skies down here, 80 degrees. Northwest wind about 6 miles per hour. Saturday night, most of the clear skies low 58 degrees. Sunday, sun skies down here, 83 degrees. Sunday night, podcast skies low and 59 degrees. Monday, part sun skies down here, 78 degrees. Monday night, most skies skies low 59 degrees. Tuesday, chance of showers, most skies skies down here, 75 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. Tuesday night, most skies skies low 57 degrees. For Wednesday, most sun skies down here, 75 degrees. Peters, what a phrase of the day! A showery afternoon and temp. Let's take a look at our noontime weather picture, noontime traffic report.
Hurry in to Foxborough Furniture's $1 million retirement.
The lunchtime rush
Foxborough Furniture.
shows everything smooth sailing on the highways and byways of New England, and we're seeing a few slow spots.
Hurry in, many items are one of a kind. First,
Around 93 and Route 1 in Bunkerhill, and an accident
retirement sell-off now in progress.
on 495
Foxborough, Mass. Exit 7A.
north around the Lowell Connector in Lowell, Massachusetts. So traffic is slow from 110 in Chelmsford all the way down to the Lowell Connector. Due to Chelmsford, an overturned truck on 495 northbound exit 35 Route 3. Stop traffic from exit 32 Boston Road in Westford. Alright, you're good to go. This is PJ. Have a good day with a good buzz at all. See you at 5. Have a good day.